has been a genre that's either hit or miss for me because it's either peak or top tier ass, like there is no in between. It's actually kind of crazy how each side of the spectrum goes with horror content, like it's mostly really bad half of the time and not even scary, then the other side is just peak. And it's even worse when it comes to anime because they deem horror as gore a lot of the time, or like elements of horror like zombies and skeletons and all that shit. And that isn't the type of horror I'm looking for in an anime. I want something like The Conjuring or honestly like Hereditary, where they do such a good job of building up to the scare, the spook, but they also tell a compelling story, so you're really just sucked into it, and it makes the scary scenes 10 times better because you're so absorbed into the story. Like I said, most scary movies are on one side of the spectrum or the other. Most of them got a shitty plot and are just there to perform a scare, which, you know, is cool, but they never really work for me because I just laugh at how dumb and silly they are. And anime is even worse at this genre because it's never good, and while I haven't seen every horror anime, the ones I have seen are just not good or spooky at all. And I want spooky from my anime. I want a horror movie put into an anime form. I want something that will make me turn my lights on at night. That makes me scared to walk out of my room in the middle of the night, like when you open the door and fear just goes over your whole body, and you just imagine the creepiest jump scare as you open the door. Most of the time, anime fails on everything horror related, like the atmosphere, making you wonder what is going to happen next. You could just piece X and Y together to make sense of what's going on. So when I heard about Hikaru, I was skeptical to say the least, because let's be honest, horror anime doesn't hit at all. Because everything in the genre is mostly bad, besides the occasional like handful, but when I finally watched it, it nailed everything I wanted it to have. I was sucked into this world after the very first episode. This show nails exactly the type of atmosphere I want it to give off. Not like the other shitty horror anime where it tries to be scary because they're like, ooh, we killed somebody in a goofy way, look how scary it is. Earlier episodes of Another really had that atmosphere I looked for, but slowly just turned into a mystery, and then took out everything I really liked about the show, and it just lost its luster for me. But so far through 3 episodes of The Summer Hikaru Died has nailed everything I have wanted. Episode 1 gives off this nasty element like something isn't right. You constantly get this uneasy feeling throughout the show. You feel that things are out of place, that this town has something wrong with it. The summer also adds to the whole atmosphere of the show, making it feel like there's something uneasy about everything. The people are all on edge. You see the slightest change in their personalities when Hikaru is around, and it's so chilling. The lighting seems eerie, and it plays perfectly into the whole atmosphere they're trying to show off. It works so well and gives off these bad vibes the show wants to give off. This old lady is my favorite part of this whole thing. She is everything I like about horror that works. She is just so fucking wacky, and we don't know why she's wacky, and she's just fucking crazy, and you get like this whole mysterious thing around her, but it's so fucking cool. When Tanaka is introduced, it is so perfect. You see him looking through the peephole, everybody singing, him kicking down the door and looking for this ghost. His partner is even a hamster. It's so weird and it works so fucking well for me for some reason. Everything that's been done this first episode has worked. So how was the build up for the kill? It felt like something out of a horror movie. I was sucked right into the scene, and it's still one of my favorite scenes from the show because it has everything I really like about horror put into it. I was sucked into the story. I was curious about this character. Now, in the snap of a fingers, after an amazing scene where she's screaming, begging for him to leave, and the banging on the door, then it all stops. There's no noise, just the boards creaking behind her, and then boom! She dies. This scene was all around amazing. I genuinely love it, and it's still one of my favorite scenes from the show. And another scene that I think is done so well is the forest scene. We're told that there is some evil thing in this forest, but then we finally get to see it, and this thing swings in the wind, and the camera gets closer and closer till you see its face, and then it's right next to Yoshiki. It's so cool, and I was like, whoa, this shit is so cool because you're really sucked in the story, so you get that creepy factor that really works. While I don't get scared by these scenes, I still get like these nice little cold chills, and I'm like, fuck, that was cool. The story is also really interesting. You get to go inside of Yoshiki's head. You see what he's thinking about everything. How he feels about Hikaru's body being taken over by something that isn't human. How he deals with his parents arguing the whole time. Everything is falling apart around him, and he has zero idea what to do about any of this. He wants to keep everything because he never wants to miss his friend again, but he's getting pulled in every direction with his feelings. And they show it off so well. You hear everything he's thinking. Even when he doesn't monologue, you understand what is going on. You just see how much everything is overwhelming him. It does such a good job showing it off. He is a kid that is out of his element completely with this whole thing. And it adds to everything because when the main character don't fully understand what's going on and is worried about everything, it attributes to the overall tone of the show. You feel just as left out as the main character because you know nothing that's going on just as much as the main character knows. I believe this show has been really good so far. Each episode sucks you in more and more, wondering what is going to happen between Hikaru and Yoshiki. How will they evolve and how will everything change with their friendship? It's really interesting because the monster doesn't fully understand human emotions. It's experiencing everything for the first time. It finally found someone to accept it after being scared and alone on this mountain, so it never wants Yoshiki to leave, which leads to some very interesting moments between both of them. Each episode expands on how they're dealing with what's going on, whether it's external forces or internal forces that affect the situation, and how everything could change between them. Plus, the GOATs animated this show, so that's part of the reason it looks so good. This series really has been a surprise for me on how much I've thoroughly enjoyed this show and where it could possibly go. And I love how they make the horror aspect feel like horror. Most horror shit never really scares me, and this show is no different, but everything combined together makes this show feel like those scary movies I really enjoy. And I like that an anime finally nailed all of that. The faces, the music, the sound, the zoom-ins, the cutaway, everything works so perfectly well for this show. Everything has a purpose for being there, so it just makes the horror moments mean so much more to me. I really enjoyed this show for that aspect, and the story is really good too. So hopefully everybody did enjoy this video. Do you enjoy the show for the horror aspect of it that makes it so good? Because I do. I think it's really fucking good. So hopefully everybody did enjoy this video. You know, please like, comment, and subscribe, and goodbye.